Hello, I am the Sideways Reviewer. I look at it this way so you don't have to. That and it's the only gimmick I can afford. And speaking of being too poor to afford a good gimmick, I also can't afford to do a movie, TV show review since I have no software to insert clips from anything like that. So, we'll have to settle for my first review being something that really doesn't need a visual medium. That's right! We have a book review! Huh? You suck! That it?
Loser! You suck!
Hey, don't make me turn around. Do not make me turn around. Well, let me introduce you to what I shall torture myself with. You see, the author, James Patterson, made a series of books called the Maximum Ride series. This, which he will be ending in 2012. No, I'm sure that's not the reason why. Could be, but I'd like to go with no. The series will have a total of 8 books, but like all good things, there must be that one attempt to make your own fans hate it. I present to you Maximum Ride, The Final Warning. The 4th book in the series, and probably the lamest one of all. The Final Warning loses the pizzazz that the first 3 have set up, and all others since have had to try to regain by being one of the most preachy, this is the most preachy things I've ever seen. And what's it preaching about? Political reform? No. Equal rights for all? Nope. Saving the environment? Ding, 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 ding. You win a gold star today, class. Yes, we've left the killer robot werewolves, which I don't have a graphic for because that is so awesome your brains would melt, to something these losers would face. And where to begin? Let's look at the little spine of this book right here. As you can see, its publisher is Little Brown. Now, Little Brown. Does anyone know where that genius company is most famous for publishing nowadays? Any guesses, class? Any guess? No? Well, let me show you. It is responsible for such brilliant literary pieces like Twilight. Yes, the people who brought us Bella Swan and her precious choice between 2 different types of love. Don't ask me about that. That just randomly happened. Between her precious Jacob.
Hi, I'm Jacob.
Boo. And her loving Edward. This is the skin of a killer. But enough about Twilight. Let's talk Final Warning. The central villain is a brain in a box. A brain in a box. Who the cares? Now, in other books, previous ones, there were brains in boxes, and they were creepy because we didn't know what they were, we didn't know what they did, what purpose they served. But it seems like one of them just decided, oh hey, I'm going to use pollution to take over the world. Now then, what I do like about the book is that it puts the characters in a totally new environment. They went to Antarctica to study the effects of the global warming on the ice caps. Again, I like it because it's a new location. I mean, we've seen them in kind of forest type setting. We've seen them in cities, but it's a lame reason for them to be there. Now then, book 5, which I recommend because it beats the crap out of book 4. Look, here's how good book 5 is. It freaking did all this damage right here to my cover of this. But it took an idea of water pollution and put bird kids against freaking Godzilla. Okay, it really wasn't Godzilla, but it really should have been. Maybe it was the monster from Cloverfield. Schizo time! Huh. Well then, if that was the monster from Cloverfield, then that means that boom, 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 J.J. Abrams will direct the Maximum Ride movie. Okay, Schizo moment over. Now then, back to the actual book. Another thing is, it's shown that the kids are mutating more. They're getting more and more powers. Now then, a lot of them are interesting. Iggy, the blind kid of the group, can feel colors, and when he's in the almost entirely white environment of Antarctica, he's seeing like you or I can. Which raises the question, what if he put a white sole on the bottom of a shoe? Could that cause the same effect? I don't know. Maybe James will finally talk about that one, maybe not. basically, the main reason that that book was made was, one, be preachy, and two, create more romantic tension between Max and Vank. This is one of the only things that really carries over well from book to book, because Iggy's color scene not really brought up in any other book. Nudge's magnetic power ability, that is sometimes brought up. It was mostly brought back up in book 8, but no, wait, book 7. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Now then, all in all, is Maximum Ride The Final Warning a really bad book? No, not really. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, it's not Twilight. But it is boring. Just boring. Again, all the purpose it really does serve is preach, which I kept expecting the flock to put on a bunch of white robes and be like, hallelujah, we have to save the environment. Because it was just that preachy. It was preachy. And preachy is boring. I mean, we have a very short attention span nowadays, so I understand trying to get the message across, but really for all that, you could have just hinted at all the save the environment elements that you were trying to get at. Instead, we got the final warning. And then, I believe in most copies, probably even all, at the end of the book, it's tips on how you can reduce carbon emissions and crap like that. Like, did you know every 3 weeks, every 3 months, Americans throw away enough aluminum to rebuild the entire U.S. air fleet? No, didn't know that. Why are we in a recession again? Because, I mean, a lot of people I know scrap their cans. But if you really wanted to say something about helping the environment, why didn't you use recycled paper? Huh? Again, if the book wasn't as preachy as it was, it would have been a great book. It really would have. It'd have been interesting, thought-provoking, but it seemed like this time James really thought he was aiming for the little niños, the very young children, are the senile old coots who don't know where their pudding is. So it's just it loses a lot of its strength. It betrays its own message by not saying that the paper used was recycled, and by not being a good enough story, really. I mean, it's a good story if you remove all the preachy elements. Add the preachy elements, you got and again, I paid money to see this. Not with your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Again, bring him back. And James Patterson, if you're watching this, I love you, man. I really want to see the Maximum Ride movie, but yeah, you messed up on book 4. It seems like someone came to you and was like, "We need you to make a PSA book." Seems like you, and then yeah, I mean, if you're just gonna read random books, you're not really trying to follow a story. Go for all the other 7 that will be coming. If you have to go in more, get it, and just remember that first 3, glorious. This one, it's a palate cleanser. So that 5, 6, 7, and soon to be 8 can rock your whole world. I am the Sideways Reviewer. I look at it this way, so you don't have to.